Did I impress you? Oh. I tried. No need to put me down. Anyway, it's round 15 of the AFL tonight, where Collingwood and Carlton play. That's the first game I'm going to cover in the clip today, so let's get straight into it. So Collingwood and Carlton's the big Friday night game this week. Last week, Carlton played on Friday and let us down. Collingwood had another easy win. I'm thinking Collingwood are still going to win this game pretty comfortably. I'm hoping that it's not going to be like that, because I want an exciting Friday night game. That's what everyone wants. We don't want blowouts every week like it was last week. I want Carlton to challenge, but they've only won one of the past 8, I think, and Collingwood have won 10 in a row. Though their last loss, Collingwood, was against Carlton on a Friday night in round 3, so it was a long time ago, but I don't even think they would be taking this game lightly because of their last result against the Blues. But I'm still thinking Collingwood will win. So North Melbourne and West Coast is the next game, Saturday game. North coming off 2 really good wins in a row against St Kilda, which was easier than a lot of people expected, and against Adelaide, which was again another shock. They've had 2 shock wins in a row. This one they could make it 3 in a row. West Coast had an easy game last week against Gold Coast, 126-point win, so basically a walkover, which might be a bad thing because their mindset could think that it's going to be that easy every week. North have been playing really well. Their handballing has been outstanding. Their run and their defence has held up well. But I think it's one of those games you don't know really how it's going to go, so just give me a second. I'm just going to have to think about this really carefully. West Coast for me. Just. Sorry guys, tipping can get pretty intense, especially when someone's playing their music in the background. Melbourne v Richmond is the next game, big Saturday afternoon game at the MCG. I told you last week that don't take too much out of the Melbourne win against GWS. I said wait till Brisbane. And then they massively let everyone down. All they needed to do was just challenge. They weren't even close to being in the game. They were blown out of the water. Brisbane have been in amazing form and they just couldn't match it. And I thought if they could, then there's some hope there, but they didn't. I know Richmond have got a lot of outs this week and a lot of new ins, but I still think they're going to win at the MCG. They were disappointing against Adelaide. They had an amazing start, 33 points at the end of the first quarter, and then they lose by 3 goals, I think it was. That's going to be hurting them. That probably will make them hungry this week, and just to come out and put their stamp on the game early and hold it down. So I think Richmond will win. Sydney v Brisbane is the other important Saturday afternoon game. Sydney have been in amazing form lately, 4 wins in a row, sitting in second on the ladder. Brisbane have had a few wins in a row, sitting 12th, though I think they're only 1 game out of the 8, so that's how close it is down there. I think Sydney will win at the SCG. Though the only thing that probably might work in Brisbane's favour is if they stay in the game up until 3/4 time, because recently Sydney have kind of run out of legs against Geelong and Essendon in the 4th quarter, so if they can stay close, then they might back themselves to run over the top of them in the 4th. Though Sydney did have an easy, win against GWS last week, so they'll be fresh, they'll be ready for this, they will win. So the next game is Saints v Essendon. It's a big Saturday night game at Etihad. Saints coming off a disappointing loss to North, and Essendon coming off a great win against the Dogs. I think Essendon are going to win. I'm pretty optimistic about St Kilda's chances because they play the fast-flowing game now, and Essendon haven't really played under a St Kilda side in recent years that has done that, so it might shock them, you never know. Essendon do lose Cromie, but St Kilda lose Goddard, so that's a big loss. So it does open the door for a few young kids to come back in and make their stamp on the team. But I think under the Etihad roof, dry ground, Essendon's speed might just get St Kilda in the end. It might be similar to the North loss. 3/4 and it's a pretty close game, but then in the 4th, St Kilda may lose their legs and the game may open up. Though if Essendon lose their legs before St Kilda, then it might be another St Kilda v Carlton sort of game. Adelaide v Port Adelaide is the next big Saturday night game. I'm going to tip Adelaide for this because they just got the stronger midfield, more stable backline, and a pretty damaging forward line. So when you've got those sort of things on field, you're going to have every chance of winning, especially against Port Adelaide. Port weren't too bad last week against Geelong, 30-odd point loss, but it was pretty respectable compared to some of the other losses of recent years. I can see them challenging for a lot of this game, but I just think the class of Adelaide and just the composure and just serious pressure, which is what these games offer, will get them over the line. The first Sunday game is Hawthorn v GWS. Now just so you know what I think of the game, I'm going to show you a visual. Hawthorn's that big truck thing, and GWS is that Land Cruiser. Yep. It's going to be that painful to watch. Well, actually that was kind of awesome to watch, but that's how the result is going to be. Hawthorn easily. Now for Gold Coast v Geelong. Do I really need to show that footage of the last game? Didn't think so. Geelong to win. And the last game of the round is Freo v Bulldogs. This is at Subi. I think Freo are going to win. Bulldogs were really shocking last week against Essendon. Again, lacking no real tall targets. And because of that, I think Freo are just going to take advantage of that. They've got a decent defence. And Pavlich has been in pretty good form of late. So I think he's going to get the job done, along with the rest of the team. And that's it for my video. Hopefully you agree with my tips. If you don't, comment, tell me who you're tipping. Like my video and subscribe. Thanks very much.